Hi students. Yesterday or previous class discussed about the E1 E2 reactions, and in E2 reactions we said clearly that E2 reactions are E2 reaction is regioselective reaction. It is a regioselective reaction. Here regioselective reaction means when we are taking a reaction in this stage of elimination occurs mainly. Stage of elimination occurs. Stage of elimination occurs predominantly or mainly. What is stage of elimination? I gave pore becomes poorer, or from the beta carbon which contains less number of hydrogens we can remove to get the more stable alkene. And very rarely, I said rarely, Hoffman elimination also occurs. Here Hoffman's elimination process also occurs. When the Hoffman elimination process or when the Hoffman elimination occurs, we can check in the following cases. In this first case, when the Hoffman elimination occurs is taken. In this first case is when base is bulky. When the base used, the base is bulky. So a bulky base when we are using, then the Hoffman elimination reaction occurs. What are the bulky bases? Here if you are taking CH3, C, CH3 and CH3 and O minus. This is called as a tertiary butoxide. This is known as simply tertiary butoxide. This tertiary butoxide if present as a base, then we are using this base in the reaction for elimination, then that is always undergoing to Hoffman elimination process. And another bulky base, triethylamine. CH3, CH2 taken thrice N. This is called as a triethylamine. This triethylamine is also a bulky base. Or we can take CH3, CH, CH3 taken twice NH. This is isopropyl group, diisopropylamine. This diisopropylamine is also a bulky base, or we can use so this is called as 1 2 3, and here there is a methyl group, and here there is a methyl group. So this is called as pyridine. Actually without methyl groups it is pyridine, and at the second place and at the sixth place we are having methyl groups. So this is called as 2,6 dimethyl 2,6 dimethyl pyridine. 2,6 dimethyl pyridine or pyridine is also a bulky base. So if these type of bulky bases are given in the reaction, then you please go for Hoffman elimination process, which is opposite to Saitjev. I will give an example for this. Suppose example CH3, CH and CH3, CH, Br is present, and here it is CH3. And this reaction is occurring in the presence of alcoholic KOH. One thing is alcoholic KOH, and the second thing is in the presence of tertiary butoxide. I am writing the tertiary butoxide as CH3 taken thrice CO minus. Or sometimes they give tertiary butoxide and tertiary butyl alcohol mixture, that is also acting as a bulky base and strong base. And this bulky base is present, and alcoholic KOH, simple strong base, is also present. What is the product in this presence and what is the product in this presence? So when there is a simple small base, but this is a strong base, alcoholic KOH is a strong base, then it always try to attack at beta carbon. Here beta carbons means we have two beta carbons. This is the beta carbon which is adjacent to this alpha, and this is also a beta carbon adjacent to this alpha. Okay, in this beta carbons, as per this base, here this is base and this is undergoing to E2 elimination, for example, E2 elimination, if it is undergoing to E2 elimination reaction, and then what happens, here the bromine atom is removed from this, and from adjacent we can remove the proton H plus. Here also both are having protons. So if it is a small base, the Sedgwick elimination occurs. Sedgwick elimination means the less hydrogen atom containing beta carbon gives the proton, not more hydrogen atom. Okay, this is giving proton and this is not giving proton. So we are getting the product like final product I am writing CH3, C, CH3, and here double bond and CH and CH3. Okay, and the remaining products may be K, Br and H2O is formed. Okay, that is the remaining products. You just forget about remaining products. This is the major product, and this is a major and a more stable product, and this is also called as a Sedgwick product. It is also known as Sedgwick product, Sedgwick elimination product. And here, suppose if bulky base is present, when base is bulky, we said now this is a bulky base. When base is bulky, what happens? Then it is also undergoing to E2 elimination. But here, because of bulkiness, it cannot attack on this proton due to steric repulsions caused by this tertiary butyl group and these groups also. And so this will try always towards less steric repulsions containing proton. It will try to attack on the less steric repulsion containing proton. So this proton is eliminated, and so what is the major product means CH3, CH, CH3 and CH and double bond CH2 is the major product, and this product is because of Hoffman. So this is a Hoffman elimination product. So please remember Hoffman's elimination product. So plus KBr and H2O is released. Okay, that is a different. And this is major and this is also major. But when this is major, if you have a simple base, Hoffman elimination, Sedgwick elimination product is always when you have a simple base. But when you have a bulky base, what is happening? Then more hydrogen containing, not less hydrogen containing. More hydrogen containing beta carbon is giving the proton. So it is opposite to Sedgwick, which is called as Hoffman's elimination product. Okay. Another example, if you are taking this compound, here this is having this type of bromine or iodine is present. Then here if you are taking different reactants, the different bases in the presence of alcoholic KOH, in the presence of alcoholic KOH, and the second base which is taken is in the presence of a triethylamine C2H5 taken, thrice N is taken. Triethylamine, here it is not KBrH2O. Okay, we'll get differently. This is tertiary butoxide ion, no? So you'll get different products. So no need of byproducts, you forget about the byproducts. So this is triethylamine taken. The triethylamine and alcoholic KOH, when we are taking, both are strong bases. So first of all, you fix that is E2 reaction only. First thing, they won't give about that, but because of strong base, it is E2 reaction. And next, it is a tertiary alkyl halide. Tertiary alkyl halide E2 reaction means we need Sedgwick elimination or Hoffman elimination. If it is a simple base, it is always Sedgwick elimination product. Sedgwick elimination product means first check the beta carbons. Here this is a beta carbon, this is alpha carbon, and this is beta. And this is also a beta carbon, and this is also a beta carbon. So I'm writing just like here this is having CH3. So they won't give, but we are trying to write it CH3, and here it is CH2, and here it is CH2. Okay, so CH2, CH2, and this is CH3. And alcoholic KOH is small base. So after alpha, the next is beta carbon. Which beta carbon atom is giving the proton, or on which beta carbon hydrogen is removed means as per Sedgwick, less hydrogen containing. Here less hydrogen means any of these two. Any of these two means what is the product we are getting? So here we are getting the product like double bond, single bond is present, the methyl group, it doesn't happen, it doesn't affect it. Any of this CH2 group will give the proton. So either this side the double bond is formed, or both are same products actually. So the double bond is formed either this side, and this is the product. Okay, and bromine is removed as Br minus, KBr, this is a KBr, and H2O is formed. H2O formation occurs. Okay. And next, if there is a bulky base, triethylamine means it is a bulky base. Whenever the bulky base is present, generally the less steric repulsion containing bond means this one only. This is having less steric repulsion, so this proton is only eliminated. So what is the major product here? The major product is always this one only. This is the major product for this reaction, and here these are the major product for this reaction, and here this is a Sedgwick, it is a Sedgwick elimination, and this is Hoffman elimination. It is a Hoffman elimination product. Okay, so please remember what type of base is given. So basing on the type of base given, we can get the products. This is first type, first case in which we will get Hoffman elimination as a major product. Second case where Hoffman elimination occurs, that is when extended conjugation is possible. Extended conjugation. When extended conjugation is possible. Here, extended conjugation is possible. If there is extended conjugation, so when extended conjugation is possible, then also the Hoffman elimination process occurs. We will take an example here. This is a double bond, double bond, double bond, and here it is a CH2, and here it is a CHBr, and here it is a CH3 and CH3. But here what they gave is alcoholic KOH only. Alcoholic KOH delta. Without delta also alcoholic KOH is a strong base. They undergoes to UT elimination reaction only. So here they undergoes to UT elimination reaction only. And here what is the product in this process? We are expecting like here definitely Sedgwick elimination product is possible, because here this is a, I can say this is a beta carbon, this is a beta carbon, and this is also a beta carbon, which has less number of hydrogens mean this one. So less number of hydrogens, if you remove, what is the product? So simply we can write like double bond, and double bond. Okay, next CH2 and CH, and next double bond CH3 and CH3. This is the product. We expect this is the product. And the other possibility, so we will write the second possibility also. Next we will check which is major and which is minor. This is a benzene ring, and here it is a CH. If you remove the hydrogen proton from this beta carbon, then you will get a CH, and here it is a CH, CH3, and this is a CH3. Okay, so if you check these two compounds, which is major product or which is minor product, As per Sedgeff, we can say this is major product, but as per Hoffman, this is major product. But which is occurring actually? What is the product actually? Here, this is the major product and this is the minor product. So, this is minor product only. It is not formed majorly. This is the major product. And here, how it is occurring? It is through Hoffman elimination. Hoffman means simply, you can remember, more hydrogen containing beta carbon if giving a proton. This is alpha carbon and the next carbon is beta. Why this is formed as major product? Why this is formed as minor product? What is the reason? Here if you check it, we know that is a conjugation double bond, next single bond and next double bond. Again single bond, double bond, again single bond, double bond, again single bond, double bond. So this type of extended conjugation is possible. Whenever there is extended conjugation, what happens? There is a more chance for resonance stability. If there is a more chance for resonance stability, the molecule will become more stable. So if more conjugation or extended conjugation here, but here if you see, here double bond we have, but what is the next one? Single bond, single bond. After two single bonds, no conjugation. For conjugation, what is the required condition? Double bond is required first, next single bond, next double bond is required. But after two single bonds, if there is a double bond, no conjugation. So here there is extended conjugation possible. Here there is no conjugation, no extended conjugation. Here no extended conjugation. Extended conjugation. No extended conjugation. But here extended conjugation is present. Extended conjugation. Extended conjugation is possible, is present. So because of extended conjugation, the molecule stability increases. So this is the major product and here it is Hoffman product. Okay, this is second case. Third case is E1CB reaction actually. Third case we can say directly as E1CB reaction, means when a poor living groups are present or not so easily living groups or difficultly living groups if present, they are called as E1CB reaction. I will give next for that. Next, third point, or it is also called as E1CB mechanism or E1CB reaction. Here E1CB reaction means unimolecular elimination via conjugate base formation. Unimolecular elimination via conjugate base formation. Here when this type of reaction occurs means when poor living groups are not so easily living groups are present in the given alkyl halide or a given compound. So what are those poor living groups? For example, when there is a fluoride or when there is a NR3 plus or SR2 plus or CH3COO minus acetate ion, these are poor living groups. Even OH minus also we can take poor living group. Okay, so they are poor living groups. So when these are present, mainly OH group, okay, the acetate ion or these are poor living groups when present on a organic compound, and if there is a beta proton or beta hydrogen also. And here suppose if you are taking the reaction, first I am taking the reaction, suppose this is CH3 and here it is having a CH3 and here it is a CH and CH3 and here we are having fluorine. So please remember fluorine is a poor living group or not so easily living group. Then what happens? Suppose in the presence of alcoholic KOH, here also strong base is required. Please remember, it is also like E2 reaction, strong base is required. Instead of strong base, if you are taking weak base, we can't get it. So generally strong base is required for this reaction. Strong base is definitely required. And this is first step. So first step, and here by the use of this strong base, there is a two types of compounds or two types of reaction occurs. And by the first step, what is happening here? So I said this is a beta, this is alpha carbon, and this is a beta carbon, and this is also a beta carbon. Here this is a strong bond. See, F bond is a stronger bond. Because of strong bond, first halide ion is not removed. In E1 reaction, for example, if you are taking halide ion removal occurs. In E2 reaction, just proton is directly OH minus attacks on the proton and halide is removed. But in this intermediately the reaction occurs between E1 and E2. First proton removal occurs by the strong base. When a proton is removed from this or this, suppose if you remove from this, you may think like it is CH CH3C and here CH3. If you remove the proton by using this OH group remove the proton, then here carbon is getting negative charge. This is getting negative charge, and here CHF bond is present and CH3 is present. And suppose if this proton is removed, then what is formed? CH3, and here it is a CH, and this is a CH3, and here it is a CHF, and here you are getting CH2 minus in this place. And a carbon is having negative charge. A carbon is having negative charge. What is its name? Yes, this is called as a carbanion. It is known as carbanion, and this is also carbanion. And tell me what type of carbanion is formed here. What type, primary or secondary or tertiary? Yes, 1 2 3 carbons bonded, so this is a tertiary carbanion. And here it is what type of carbanion? A carbon is bonded to another one carbon only, so this is a primary carbanion. Tell me which is a more stable carbanion? The stability order of carbanions, I will give here stability order of carbanions. In GOC you studied primary carbanion is more stable than secondary is more stable than tertiary carbanions. Okay, please remember carbanions stability means like this only. So in these two, which is more stable? This is more stable. So this is more stable means what happens? This is formed more stable one. I am writing this is more stable, and this is less stable. This is a less stable carbanion when compared with the primary carbanion. And what is the next step? This is the second step. So I am writing the second step. This is a second step, and in the second step it is a slow step. This is a slow step, and this is a rate determining step. And in the second step, what happens means this pair of electrons are shifting onto this bond because it is more electronegative, so it attracts this pair of electron. Then this pair of electrons are taken up by the fluorine and it is released as F minus. So what is formed here? A double bond formation. So it is a CH3 and next a single bond, and here CH3, and there is a double bond formation, and here it is a CH and next CH3. F minus is released. So F minus is released. Okay, and here if this is taken, what happens here? Now this pair of electrons are shifting onto this bond, and then this pair of electrons shifts onto the fluorine. Here also same slow step, and this is a rate determining step. And here this is a fluorine released as F minus, and the remaining compound CH3, and here CH, and here CH3, Okay, the next is CH, and next double bond formation occurred, so double bond and CH2. So that is the alkene formed. And if you see final product, if you see directly, this is more less hydrogen containing carbon. This is less hydrogen containing carbon product. And this is more hydrogen containing carbon. It is the more hydrogen containing carbon product. It is looking like SAGF now. This is looking like a SAGF. It is a SAGF product. It is looking like a SAGF product. SAGF product, and this is looking like Hoffman product. So Hoffman elimination product. So which is major? A more stable carbocation always gives major product. Please remember, a more stable carbocation always gives the major product. Okay, and in this, please see, this is the first step and this is the second step. So, in the second step is the slow step. Second step is the slow step and first step is fast step only. It is not slow step. Okay? First step is fast step and second step is slow step. So, what is the rate? Rate of reaction if we are taking. Rate is directly proportional to concentration of, what is this? Carbon ion. Or we can say another point. If any compound is releasing proton donor is called as per your acid base theory, proton donor is called as, proton acceptor is called as, or after the release of a proton, this is called as acid now. Proton donor is called as acid. Based on which theory? Yes, Bronsted-Lowry's theory. According to Bronsted-Lowry's acid-base theory, proton donor is an acid. After the release of proton, what is forming? Yes, this is called as conjugate base. So this is called as conjugate base formation. CB. CB means conjugate base. So the rate of reaction depends upon the conjugate base. How many molecules are there? One. Or here if we are taking one. So the rate of reaction depends on conjugate base concentration, because slow step is the second step only, not first step. So in the second step, what is the reactant? This is reactant, conjugate base. So on one reactant molecule, the rate depends. So this is looking like, so as per the rate equation, it is looking like molecularity. Please remember, very, very important. Molecularity is equal to 1. But what is the order? Order of reaction is 2. So it is also called as a pseudo first order reaction. So unimolecular, why means? Because it is molecularity is 1. Unimolecular elimination via conjugate base formation. Okay, that is E1CB reaction. And the E1CB reaction, what is the major product? Hoffman elimination product is the major product. Okay, so please remember first and very, very important thing. What is required for E1CB? Poor leaving group. This F is a poor leaving group. Why this is poor leaving group, sir? The bond is stronger. The CF bond is stronger. When CI bond is taken, it is not stronger. I can easily remove. But FOC bond is very strong. So we cannot remove the bond or we cannot break the bond easily. So first, which is eliminated? Proton. When proton is eliminated, what is formed? Conjugate base. And that conjugate base, in next step, it is releasing the leaving group. Fluorine is removed. Okay, so this is E1CB reaction mechanism. Tomorrow I will give a very, very important table between the a comparison between the or comparison among SN1, SN2, E1, E2 reactions by taking different alkyl halides. What is the order or what is the rate of what is the reaction mainly occurs, whether it is SN1 or SN2 or E1 or E2. Okay.